So recorded 2 videos today, and during the first video, more info came out about Amon-Ra St. Brown. So we're going to check into that. How bad is this injury report for the Detroit Lions, and vice versa? How bad is it for the Las Vegas Raiders? Did you hear me think? Could you hear me thinking about calling them the Oakland Raiders? It's just Oakland just makes so much more sense for this franchise. But anyways, how bad is it? So let's not mess around with all this. Let's just get you straight to the injury report, because the game is starting in like 3 hours. So nobody wants to waste time with this video. Out are expected David Montgomery and Jonah Jackson. Isn't it amazing how offensive linemen just kind of sneak up on an injury report? Like you almost never notice they were there, and then they're gone for a long time. It's frustrating. All right. Doubtful is Ragnow. It's going to be very interesting to see what we do with the interior of this offensive line. Halapoulivaati Vaitai is questionable with an ankle. Like, I don't know what we're going to do. So does that mean Glasgow is almost for certain going to move over to center? Hopefully Vaitai is healthy enough to give it a go. And Iwosika, if that's how you pronounce it, I've heard a lot of different versions of it, plays the other guard, maybe. Other questionables are Pascal, Jones, and Rodriguez. We're going to get deeper into who I think will play out of that and who I don't think will play. But as we all know, yesterday, all of a sudden, St. Brown popped on the injury report. And that was not fun. And we were not happy about that, because we just watched last weekend Bijan Robinson all of a sudden just not play. Out there looking like death, right on the sideline. And even coming back this week, he looked good, but not as good. So ESPN reported within, I think it was just 6 minutes ago, that Amon-Ra St. Brown intends to play versus the Raiders on Monday night. And boy, oh boy, do we ever need him. So how bad is it? It's still bad. This team went 5-1 with a simple, not always perfectly effective, but a very simple strategy: pound the rock up the middle. Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow, Graham Glasgow. Those are your 3 interior linemen. Then Decker, of course, Sewell on the outside. Run the ball with Montgomery up the middle and do some things. They couldn't do that last week. And they had to get cute, and it didn't look good. And part of that was because we were playing in inclement weather. It was, windy as can be. And obviously, when you look at the arm strength and throwing types and weapons and the way the offense runs, that was big time advantage Lamar Jackson. But at the same time, you have to recognize and accept the fact that, like, that's not necessarily how our offense is designed to play, just to chuck it around the field. We are a run-first team. So if our starting running backs out and our possibly the entire interior offensive line is out based on some of those tags, that's going to make it hard. Now, the good news is we've had an entire week and a day to prepare for this, but I'm assuming a big part of that preparation was Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, I don't think he's the only big part of that preparation. I think there's things that we're going to do with JMO. I think Laporta is going to get busy. Josh Reynolds has got some stuff drawn up for him. So I fully expect Goff to have a bounce back week. So I think we can still be okay in that. But what about the injury front on the other side and who I actually believe is going to play for the Lions? So let's first look at the injury front on the other side. 3 questionables, 1 out. Honestly, it's not that bad for them. Their kicker is questionable, which, by the way, is a big deal. Like, that's actually a big deal. If you don't have a good kicker, it changes all kinds of things. Bolton, okay. Other than that, everybody's healthy. Garoppolo is back. No pun intended. I'm so sorry, but I had to say it. So what about the Detroit Lions? Who of these Lions is going to play? I fully expect Jerry Jacobs to play. He's good. Halapoulivaati Vaitai. I expect him to play. I've seen back, I've seen ankle. He got a limited practice in every single week. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give this a 50-50 shot. I really am, because, and it might end up being Colby Sorsdahl. It just might. Luckily, there's not anything on the interior of the defensive line that I think could just destroy it. But this interior offensive line is going to have their work cut out for them with one backup, which is Glasgow, starter caliber, and then two very backups. That's rough. Malcolm Rodriguez, the fact that he got limited practices in, dude heals quick. I would expect him to be out there for special teams. I don't know how much he's going to be playing. But part of that is because of how good Jack Campbell has been, not so much on Rodriguez. And the other part of that is how good Alex Anzalone's been too. Pascal, that's not looking great. He says he's back to 100%. He's ready to go, but he's just still not practicing. He's just not practicing. So, and this might be a new injury. Benito Jones, he's playing. He's playing, and my guess is, though, instead of him getting the lion's share of the snaps, it's going to go to Bugs, and then Jones will fill in. I think it'd be really hard for Ragnow to play. The toe is always there. That is what it is. It's the calf that makes me nervous. Will he be able to play it through it like Laporta did? I don't know. Offensive line is an entirely different animal. So there you go. That's kind of what some of my expectations are. I would say Jones plays. Rodriguez plays sparingly. Jacobs plays. Vaitai either starts but is not that effective or plays limited. Pascal, I don't think we see him. And quite frankly, I don't think, no, again, no pun intended, quite frankly, I don't really expect to see Ragnow in this one. But he has surprised me so many times coming off the injury list. So there you go. How bad is it? It's not good. But the defense is healthy, so they can hold us in there. We know what to prepare for with Garoppolo. We know what's going on with Jacobs, but our team's been good stopping the run. Shut down Davante Adams. You shut down the Raiders. There you go. On the offensive side of things, it's not looking pretty, but hopefully this team is able to overcome. I think about last year when St. Brown was out and we were playing the Seahawks and we still put up almost 50. I can think of a few times, even this year, that St. Brown was out and we were able to still put up big numbers. It's a big difference with Ben Johnson when he's able to prepare for injuries. It's a big difference. If it happens in the middle of the game, it really does hamper us. But if it happens ahead of time, it's okay. So the linchpin, the key is, will St. Brown play? And will he play often and effectively? If he is able to be healthy and playing often, good to go. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see y'all on the next one. Go Lions.